guys, TMO73 here, bringing you the deck profile for the day. The Pandora combo deck profile will get released. It'll probably release within the next couple days. I'm at a convention right now, Random BattleCon, and so I haven't been able to contact Sam to get the list. So it will be posted in the next couple days, but you're just going to get the one deck profile for today. Just want to let you know. So today's deck profile is the Banzai Grimm. So yeah, let's just go ahead and dig right in. So the ruler is obviously Grimm. You can pay fairy tales with attribute of any color, or with any color will, and you can pay one, drop a fairy tale to search a fairy tale. Very, very good. Really helps the synergy of this deck. I think this deck, to be honest, is probably one of the ones that I think makes best use of his toolboxing abilities from the Grimm decks that I've played, but I'll go into that here in a little bit when I talk about it. So yeah, it is a red-white deck, so we primarily red-white, so we run 4 Magic Stones of Heat Ray, 1 Little Red the Pure Stone to help pump up stuff to finish games off, Almerius to be able to give things flying. You saw the crazy little plays that I was able to do with Almerius, giving multiple things flying in one turn to finish games off, and then 2 Fire and 2 Light Magic Stones, just to kind of round things out. In terms of the kind of standard fairy tale package, we run the 4 Cheshire Cats for your draw engine. Really not much more needs to be said. Also can be used for catwalling and stuff like that, to just stall against your opponent until you're ready to go. 4 Hunter and Black Forest to be able to put in that aggression / close out the game really fast by, like, as you saw, putting a Hunter, giving it flying and poking for 3. And Tinkerbell, who becomes kind of the sleeper hit, sleeper giant kind of thing. You play her later in the game, or you play her and your opponent doesn't respect her, and she just gets huge and can put a lot of damage on board really fast. Now for kind of the granny package, we run 4 Little Red Hope of Millenia. A very, very, very good card right now. She's just a 200/200, but with a 1-drop, but with 1 extra payment of red, she searches for one of the grannies. Granny sitting by the fireplace. Granny by the fireplace. And the thing that makes Granny so good is that 1200 defense. So right now, with cards like Lancelot being very powerful, you need something that can block it. Granny in the fireplace does a lot of work with that. You're never going to really swing in with Granny because of her 100 attack, and you don't have any werewolves to flip her, but she just becomes a wall. Excuse me. So she becomes a really, really heavy-duty wall. And she does actually put in work at the end of the game because your win condition of Banzai Attack. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. One thing to note with Awakenings with Grimm, you can pay her attribute cost up here with Will of any attribute. Her Awakening cost has to still be paid with red. So that's a unique thing that's important to know. So you can play like 1 white, play her plus red to get the Awakening out, but you have to pay at least 1 red when you're playing with the Awakening. And then the main kind of trick of Granny is it brings out one of the 4 Guibers. Because the way Guiber works is when it's in your hand, he checks to see how many creatures you put onto the field this turn that you still control. For every one that you still control that you put onto the field this turn, doesn't matter from where, they just have to hit the field, his colorless cost, void cost, gets reduced by 2. So if you do Granny for Little Red Awakening into Granny for 2, that reduces his cost by 4, and he becomes a 1-drop. So being able to put out a 1-drop flyer, 12/12, on turn 3 is just bonkers. And you can do it multiple times a turn because you can search for Little Red with Grimm. So if you have a handful of Guibers, just toolbox with Grimm to find your Little Reds. You can put Guiber after Guiber after Guiber and have this really heavy-duty dragon on board. Time for the more kind of utility cards. These are things that just a few copies of. A couple Glindas to be able to search to make things unblockable, just to be able to close out games, as well as there are some matchups where you do actually want to cancel some spells. Little Prince for some life gain. as well as being able to throw out another kind of sleeper hit, because we do have 1s, 3s, and 5s. So he can become a 12-12 or a 14-14 very easily. 1 Grimm the Adventure Fairy Tales for spot removal against darkness. 1 Oz the Great Wizard in order to help search for the 1-drop spells to kind of close out games. And 1 Etna to be able to lock your opponent out in the end game. The deck usually wins by the time it gets to around 5 or 6 stones, but sometimes you need to lock some stuff down. Then in terms of spells, we have 4 Thunders to help burn your opponent out, close out games, as well as do spot removal. A Duel of Truth to make use of Guiber. A Crime and Punishment just in case you play against Bahamut, to be honest. And then the 3 Banzai Attack. The way Banzai Attack works is all your Resonators gain plus 700 attack and Pierce for the end of the turn. This is your finisher. Doesn't matter what your opponent has, you just calculate it out so that no matter what your opponent does, like no matter how many times they block, the Pierce damage will be enough to kill them. So you just play this and say, well, it doesn't really matter what you do or what you block, I win. And then everything's going to die at the end of the turn, but you really only play this when you know you have game. So when you know that it's going to bring out game, so you really don't care about stuff getting destroyed. Very, very unique effect, and I think I really like the fact that it makes everything get plus 200 or 700, so Guiber becomes a 19, Granny becomes an 8, Little Red becomes a 9, Cheshire Cat becomes a 700 attack strength, so you can finish them off with Cheshire Cats. It's really, really cool. So yeah, guys, that is the deck. Let me know what you thought in the comment section down below. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you think you would change about the deck. Feel free to go check out the Kickstarter for the Ruler School playmats. Go check that out. There's links in the description. And until next time, guys, this is DMO73 signing off.